children, previous class we learned about the interior of the earth. Our earth is found to be three concentric layers. Let us say about it: the crust, the mantle and the core. Outermost layer of the earth. And the crust are of two types: continental crust and oceanic crust. Oceanic crust more dense than continental, and it's made up of mostly basalt, and it's newer than continental crust. Continental crust is less dense than oceanic crust, mostly made up of granite, and it's older than oceanic crust. The next part is the mantle. The mantle is the next layer beneath the crust, and it is separated from the crust by boundary called morphophysic discontinuity. The mantle is divided into two parts: upper mantle and lower mantle. Upper mantle with the density of 3.4 to 4.4 gram centimeter, and the lower mantle has a density of 4.4 to 5.5 gram centimeter cube. Next we see core. The core is innermost layer of the earth, and it is also known as by a barysphere. It is separated from the mantle by a boundary is Weizsäcker-Gutenberg discontinuity. The core is also divided into two parts: outer core and inner core. Outer core is rich in iron, and it is a liquid state. The inner core is composed of nickel and ferrous, and it is solid state. Next we see earth movement. The lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as the lithospheric plate. Each plate, oceanic or continental, moved independently over the astrosphere. The movement of the Earth's lithospheric plate is termed as a tectonic movement. The energy required to move these plates is produced by the internal heat on the Earth. These plates move in different direction and different speed. Today we discuss in this class earth movement. The earth movements are divided on the basis of the force which cause them. They are endogenic force and exogenic force. Endogenic force which acts in the interior of the earth. Exogenic force which acts in the surface of the earth. Endogenic force sometimes produce sudden movements which results in earthquake and volcanoes. Now we are going to earthquake. A sudden movement of a portion of the earth's crust which produced that result shaking or trembling. Focus. The point where these vibrations originate is called the focus. And the epicenter, the point of the earth's surface directly above the focus is epicenter. And the seismic waves. From the focus, vibration travel in different direction in the form is seismic waves. Seismograph. The seismograph is an instrument used to record earthquake waves, and seismographs looks like the magnitude, that is strength of an earthquake, is measured by the Richter scale. I hope you all hear this word in the news, and an earthquake magnitude over 5 on the Richter scale or higher magnitude is considered very strongly, whereas 7 on the Richter scale is the major earthquake. Now let us see about the whatever causes of earthquake. The major causes of earthquake is the sudden slipping in the portion of the earth's crust. The sudden shifting of landmass causes upwards in the crust of the earth, sending vibration or waves into the surrounding portions of the earth. Sometimes the surface of the earth itself cracks. Another cause of the earthquake is volcanic eruption. A violent or explosive eruption often causes the earth is in its vicinity, that has visibility. Earthquakes are often common in most volcanic areas. Now let us see about effect of the earthquake. Earthquake may cause change in the earth's surface. Vibration from the landslides, the mountains region. Yeah, the greater danger in this is falling off, which may result in damage to people in higher extent. Then it also results in fire. The underground water system is also gets disturbed by these movements. The earthquakes waves are of 3 types: P waves, S waves and L waves. Now let us see about tsunami. An earthquake which originates below or near the sea causes great disturbance in the water. The floods and waves cause great loss of life, sometimes more than the earthquake itself. Tsunami, the Japanese term, is the name given to the huge wave caused in the sea by an earthquake. Tsunami are common along the coast of Japan and other regions in the Pacific Ocean. Now, Pacific Ocean. On 26 December 2004, tsunami in the Indian Ocean swept coastal area of Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, etc. The caused heavy damage to life and property, and many people had lost their life. Now, distribution of earthquake. We can find that 68% of frequent earthquake occur along the Pacific Ring of Fire. 31% of earthquake occur Mediterranean and Himalayan belt, and the remaining occurrence found the Northern Africa and Rift Valley areas of the Red Sea and Dead Sea. Next we see volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or an opening in the earth crust through which hot magma erupts. The opening is usually circular in shape. Here in this picture you can see a magma chamber in which the molten rock material, when it comes out to the surface, is called the lava. The vent is the opening in the volcano, and crater is the depression on the top of the volcano. Sometimes violent explosion cause caldera, that is greater a larger size like a basin. Let's see causes of the volcanic eruption. The temperature increases as the depth increases. There is also greater pressure under such causes The magma dissolves the large volume of gas. Some of the gases are mixed through the weak spot in the earth crust. Do you know, student? The study of volcanoes are called volcanology. People who study volcanoes are called volcanologists. Nature of eruption. The volcanic eruption is of two types. One is fissure, where the magma rises slowly to the surface and spreads over a vast area. The Deccan Plateau in India are formed by this way. Here we can see this magma rise slowly and there is no explosion. And the next one is the explosive eruption. In this case, the magma rises quickly to the surface and lava is thrown into the atmosphere along with steam, gases and pieces of rocks. Now, let's see about the types of volcanoes. The volcanoes classified on the basis of the two types. On the basis of shape. In the basis of shape, we have sealed volcano, cinder cone volcano, composite volcano. On the basis of periodicity, active volcano, dormant volcano and extinct volcano. Now we can see in the basis of shape we have sealed volcano. Sealed volcano are formed by quiet eruption of lava with low silica content. This volcano have a wide basis, the cone with gentle slopes. In this picture, you can see the structure sealed volcano of Hawaii are example of this type. Next, cinder cone volcano. In this volcano, silica rich magma traps gases inside the volcano until enough pressure is built to push the magma out of earth crust. This formed by semi-solid lava ejected from a single vent. They have a steep slopes made of cinder and ash. Here we can see the shape of cinder cone volcano when this type of volcano erupts. It shoots gases high force throwing them several kilometers. Volcanoes of Mexico and Central America are example for this type. Composite volcano. Composite volcano, as names implies, consists by alternate layers of the lava, cinder and ash, and also called as stratovolcano. Here in this picture you can see the layer of lava and cinder. An example of this kind of volcano is St. Helens. And next see the basis of periodicity. Active volcano. Active volcano is erupt frequently and most of the active volcanoes lie in the Pacific Ring of Fire. There are about 600 active volcanoes in the world. Mauna Loa in Hawaii is the world's biggest active volcano. Dormant volcano. Dormant volcanoes have shown no sign of activity for many years, but they may become active at any time. There is also called sleeping volcano. Mountain Krakatoa of Indonesia is famous example of this type. Extinct volcano. It is the top of extinct volcanic mountain or erupted. Mountain Kilimanjaro is one of the This type, example of this type volcano. Next we see distribution of volcanoes in the world. There are three major zones of volcanic activities in the world. They are the circumbelt, the mid-continental belt, the mid-Atlantic belt. The circumbelt, which is the active volcanic belt. This zone is popularly known as Pacific Ring of Fire. Here you can easily trace the region and their circumbelt. It contains about 2/3 of the world's volcanoes. Next, mid-continental volcanoes. This includes Alpine mountain chain, the Mediterranean Sea and the fault zone of the Eastern Africa. An important volcano is Mount Kilimanjaro. Mid-Atlantic belt. The belt represents boundary of plates located along the mid-Atlantic ridges, and Saint Helena belongs to this region. Hope you all understood this lesson and enjoy going through new concepts like earthquake and volcanoes. Learning never exhausts in your mind. So, students, keep learning. Thank you.